we've got a doozy for you all today. What's up, guys? My name is Moo. I am a college student who loves reading, and I'm here to share that love with all of you. My face might be a little more red than normal from now on because it is summer and I am a redhead and I don't tan at all. It's all just pink. And this is me wearing sunscreen. I wear sunscreen all the time. But nope. I've become the very thing I hate. Tomatoes. I'm allergic to tomatoes. That's what the joke was. But anyways, hi guys, nice to see you. I don't know if I plugged my Twitter in my videos, but I have a Twitter. Follow it if you want. Here it is. It'll be linked in the description as well, so check it out. But anyways, we are going to get into the video real quick because I just want to get this book out and over with because wow, it's a weird concept, but you know what? Hopefully it'll make a good video. But before we get into that, make sure to like the video if you like it. Comment down below what the weirdest plot twist was that you've ever seen. And if you like the content I'm putting out, subscribe. I upload every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, and I would love it if you would subscribe and join me on this journey. Anyways, the book that we are reviewing today is Comfort Me with Apples by Catherine M. Valente. And let me say, this book had a plot twist that I did not like. And I think that's just out of personal preference for me. But it was a bad plot twist. A plot twist that I didn't like. I'm not gonna say it's objectively bad, because I know there's some people that would enjoy it, but I didn't. But before we talk about the plot twist, we should probably read the summary first so you even know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Oh, better. A terrifying new thriller from bestseller Catherine M. Valente for fans of Gone Girl and Spinning Silver. Sophia was made for him, her perfect husband. She can feel it in her bones. He is perfect. Their home together in Arcadia Gardens is perfect. Everything is perfect. It's just that he's always away so much, so often. He works so hard. She misses him, and he misses her. He says he does, so it must be true. He is the perfect husband, and everything is perfect. But sometimes Sophia wonders about things. Strange things. Dark things. The look on her husband's face when he comes back from long business trips. The questions he will not answer. The locked basement she is never allowed to enter. And whenever she asks the neighbors, they can't quite meet her gaze. But everything is perfect, isn't it? Man, that summary got me. The second I heard it, I go, I have to read this book. I need to read this book. And I mean, along with the cover art is gorgeous. I've been looking at this for so long. Look, all the plants, it's just art. Like, who designed this? Jamie Stanford Hill, John Thingrish, and Annabelle Brecky. You guys are amazing. Like, look at this. This is gorgeous. And I love it. And it really pulled me in as a reader. And then I read the book. And I was just like, oh. Let me say, this book is only a little bit over 100 pages. And for about 70 or 80 of those pages, I was on board. But you know how I am. You know that I cannot stand by a book with an ending I don't enjoy. And I did not enjoy this book's ending. So before we talk about the ending, let's talk about what I did like, because it is very, very obvious that Valente is a good writer. She's an amazing writer. I mean, the very definition of art is seen throughout her writing. It's beautiful. Her writing style is beautiful, and I honestly probably will pick up more books by her because I love her writing style so much. Just because I didn't like the concept didn't mean that she's a bad writer by any means. It's the exact opposite. She She has one of the most beautiful writing styles I have seen in a long time. Probably the most beautiful writing style that I've seen since Beasts of a Little Land. It's just gorgeous. So everything about this book was very pleasing. It was visually pleasing, the writing was pleasing. It was just the end. That was what I did like about the book. Let me move on to what I didn't like about the book. So this story was a psychological thriller, a psychological horror, and I'm so down for that. Psychological horrors are my favorite thing. I like thrillers that like mess with your head, that kind of thing. So like Squid Game and Alice in Borderland, Battle Royale, all those kind of stuff. Like those are like psychological thrillers where you're playing a game and last one standing wins, right? So it's scary in that way. And then like Squid Game, for example, you mix in the elements of children's games and it makes that much more sick and sadistic because you're making these adults play children's games that are meant to be innocent, but they're killing each other over it. Like, I could go on and on about Squid Game, but this isn't a channel about TV shows, so we're not gonna get into that. But back to psychological horror. I absolutely love it. I haven't read much of it. I want to read more of it, and I have more of it on my to-be-read list, but I haven't read much of it yet. This was one of the first horror books I read in general, as I've said before, so it wasn't a great intro into the psychological horror genre in literature. I just didn't find it scary. I don't think Sophia was unsettled enough throughout the entire book. I feel like there should have been slightly different things. And it says in the summary that whenever she asks the neighbors, they can't quite meet her gaze. But I don't remember her asking. I could be wrong. I did read the book very fast because I was super into it for most of it. But I don't remember her asking about her husband too much besides one time. And that person wasn't someone she knew well. It wasn't a neighbor she had known for a long time. I feel like it would be more impactful if it were the neighbors that were close to her rather than this random man she met on one day who happens to live in the gated community with her. And now for the plot twist. Adam's a serial killer. Adam, the first man to be created on Earth in the Christian Bible, is a serial killer who has God create women for him out of different parts of himself and then kills them when he isn't satisfied with them anymore. Like there was one woman who was made out of part of his organs or flesh or something like that, and he was like, well, I don't like to think about all the gooey bits sloshing around in there, so she had to die. And then, you know, there's others who he didn't like their personality, so he was just like, bye, chop them all up in the basement, right? And Sophia was made out of his eyes, I believe. Let me double check. It says that Sophia was made from his eye, and she was almost perfect, but not perfect enough. So she had to die. And she did. Spoiler alert, but she died. Oof. It wasn't impactful enough because by then I was so out of it that I was like, well, I guess that's it for her. Bye-bye. Like, but there is that. And they made the first man, they made Adam such a terrible guy, which, you know, I would be a little more willing to forgive, but they made God this really immature, crazy God who wanted to satisfy the first human he made so much that he would just allow him to kill women and make another one for him. And that to me just sounds like a neglectful parent who throws an iPad at their kid and calls that parenting. So, not my favorite. I didn't like it because I haven't said this too much, but I am Christian, and I definitely am not pretentious, and I don't have a lot of the same opinions and judgments as some other Christians that I know a lot of non-Christians are put off on because they're judgmental and hateful. I'm definitely not in that group of people. I am very, accepting, open, live your life how you want. Just be a good human. I've said that before. Just be a good human. But I felt very uncomfortable with this depiction of God because it was just like, that's not who that is. He's not like that, dude. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was awful. And then Adam said this, and I was just about ready to throw the book. Sophia says this, and Adam's response annoys me so much. Sophia says, "Why doesn't he love me like he loves you?" Tears fall down her perfect face. "Why does he let you do this? Why won't he tell you to stop?" Adam picks awkwardly at the pie crust. "I was made in his image," the primordial man says softly. Then he giggles. "You were made for my eye!" And that's one thing I hate, because, there are a lot of Christians who do say, well, Eve came from Adam's rib, so actually she's second best because she was made as an afterthought. And that's just stupid. The men who think that their chromosomes add up to their brain capacity. Dude, our genetic makeup may be different, but our abilities are not, and I'm smarter than any guy who says that men are biologically meant to be smarter. That's for sure. But anyways, it does perpetuate the narrative that, Christians believe that women are lesser, and I know that's still something people believe, and it's kind of crazy to me because I'm not gonna let anyone boss me around, much less a man. But I just thought this one in general was bad. And Sophia, I believe, was created to be subservient to her husband, of course, so I wouldn't say it was necessarily her fault if she was created to be that way, but she didn't fight back. He strangled her to death and she just went, "I love you," until she died. But yes, it was just very weird. It was a weird ending. It was a plot twist I didn't like. I think that it's a very artistic concept, and I don't want to bash it for that, but as a Christian, I am very uncomfortable. And I don't get uncomfortable by a lot, that's for sure. So as a Christian, I was uncomfortable, so I will not be coming back to this book. But yes, I will not be reading this book again. I do not want to. I will probably read more from this author, as long as it's not using Bible stories to that type of interpretation. But yeah, cool. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Like, comment, subscribe if you want. But without further ado, this has been Moo. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!